we saw together, looks like you're almost going back to square one a little bit with some of the combinations that you guys have.
Yeah, and we're still looking, trying to find that consistency through the role and what we use. So yeah, Larry, how you doing? Good Christmas?
Good, thanks. Yours?
Yeah, it was good. Here, stayed here, low key.
Yeah, same here.
With just talking to Kreider, I see that he's back in the mix. Just asking him a little bit about what it all meant to him, and he says there's things he can do better. So can you kind of just give us some hints as to what he can do better?
Yeah, I already answered those questions the other day. You asked me why the decisions were made. I answered them. He had a good practice today. He's an important piece to the team, and we're moving forward. So we need him and everybody to be great players from this point out in order to work our way back in.
How have you been able to identify the biggest problem that you've had in three and whatever?
I don't think it's that. I don't think one brush does it. It's something one game. It's something different the next game. We lose a 2-1 game to Carolina. They score a couple power play goals. And then we don't generate very much. In that game in Jersey. So it's different. It's different every game. It could be defense, could be offense, could be special teams, could go anywhere. But we've got to get past that and turn a corner. We've got to start coming out of this break. We've got to almost use it as a reset and move forward and go down to Tampa and win a hockey game, and then push our way back into the playoff race.
Specifically with the special teams, I remember the Dallas game, your penalty kill was so almost heroic.
Yeah.
And then against the Devils, it gives up 3 in 4. Is that just a function of this is going to happen every once in a while, or is there problems that sort of?
I think the penalty kill's been great all year. To think that you're not going to give up any goals throughout 82 games plus playoffs is probably not realistic. But it's been one of the more consistent things for us the entire year.
I'm sure you have that I probably haven't been able to detect, but do you need to adjust your systems a bit when you've had so much trouble possessing the puck in the offensive zone and you've had issues getting out? Do you need to take a look at the entire from the air down and see maybe we need to do this?
We've made some adjustments to the system this year already, and we look at everything. And I don't disagree with you. The last 3 or 4 games, we just haven't possessed a lot of the puck in the offensive zone. I think that we're not getting it there at times. I think that we're making poor decisions with the puck at times through the neutral zone. I think we're making poor decisions with the puck in the offensive zone where we just give it away. We just hope one to the middle and it just starts their breakout and we're chasing things back to our end. And there's different things that we go through and show and talk about with the team that can help keep us there longer. While we've been talking about defense most of the year, the offense up until the last few games has been in the offensive zone. I wouldn't say that we've always been clicking goals into the back of the net, but we've been generating chances, we've been generating looks, we've been generating attempts, but that's slid in the last few games, and so now that draws our attention as well. And so those are the things that we're talking about. We do look at things, we do make adjustments when we need to make adjustments, and we have had made a couple of big changes inside of the system this year.
One of you guys just said he thinks there's everyone's doing too much thinking because everyone understands where you are, and everyone's there's not a lot of instinct. So can you lighten it? Can you lighten the move?
Well, that's where we were the last few games. So that's the direction we were the last few games. And at times that can work. I do think you need structure. I do think you need systems. If you don't have a vehicle to move around the ice, and you're not gonna find much success that way. I'd also agree with whoever that person was. I'd also agree with what they said is that you've got to bring some fun and some looseness back to the game as well. When it comes to open ice and attacking the game, the governor's off the golf cart. It's rip it, and that's it. There is no hey, you got to do this. And I don't think that we're seizing those opportunities enough and valuing that possession and attacking enough inside of that. And then I think it's also accompanied with the decisions where we make where we should play a simpler game and we don't, and that takes away from, so they both kind of taken away from the offensive zone and staying in there and collecting offense and looking to generate.
See, Keandre was out there today and practicing. How did he look? And then Keandre?
Yeah, he looked good. I mean, it was his first practice. We haven't had a lot of practice time inside of this schedule. And that's just, where we're at in the year. Just come off of 3 games in 3.5 days, and you go into that Christmas break, and here we are. And so this is the first practice. We get one before we go, and so it was a good practice for him, and it's a good step in the right direction. He's day to day right now, but that was a good step in the right direction.
Just wanted to touch on you talking about resetting, using the break as a reset. When it comes to the way things have gone the last couple of weeks, couple games or so, how much more significant is that break in terms of finding that fun and helping those guys get back to maybe?
I think it's good. I mean, there's truth to it. You often ask me about a break, and I'll say we'll see. What are you doing coming out of the break? We get when you haven't won games like we've had. You hope that break can send you in a different direction, and oftentimes it does. You don't know what happens from a break, so this is an opportunity for us just to clear the deck. I do think from a mental and physical standpoint to get away from it for a second, come back in. We have a good practice and head down to Tampa. Now we got to follow it up with what we do on the ice versus Tampa Bay.
Do you look at this as one game against Tampa Bay, or is it 2 games in Florida? Because you got
This is just one game against Tampa Bay right now. Okay. Thanks, guys.